Ned falls in with a bit of a wild bunch. He had a few mates that were doing things with cars. They were removing them from their owners and giving them what they called a new life, you know, a bit of a rebirthing thing. And of course they'd slip them across the border and they were making good money from it. And of course this is one night why one of the local coppers turns up. He wants to see Ned's brother Daniel about some rebirthing. And he says to the copper, you mind if I finish my meal first? The copper said, no, not a problem. So he sits there waiting. Bear in mind, I didn't know it, the copper's drunk. And he sits there and he's got his pistol in his hand and he starts waving it around. And young Katie, she just turned 14, comes in and she walks past this copper and he grabs her on the bum. And he does this right in front of Daniel. Now Katie, being a feisty little person that she is, turns around and gives him a mouthful. Of course I hear all this in the kitchen. Of course I'm doing the dishes and I've got a spoon in my hand, so I come in and I see this copper's having a go at her. So I whack him across the face with a spoon. Daniel jumps up from the table and says to the copper to get out of the bloody house, grabs him and throws him to the floor. Here's the copper with a gun, fires it, in accident, mind you, and Daniel takes off out the back door and over the back fence. So he cooks up a little story. Sobers himself up, goes back to the cop shop and tells them it was my son Neddy that was there and took a shot at him. And he had to fire in self-defence. Well, Ned wasn't there. So they all land on my doorstep. Got a 2-day-old baby in my arms, doesn't make any difference. They decide to drag me out of the house, lock me up and give the little one to social services. And the trumped-up charge, which it was, a trumped-up charge, was because of the incident with the gun and because of the fact that I'd attacked the copper and cut his face with the spoon. They called it attempted murder. The boys decide to knock off a couple of servos. Of course, it all goes wrong, doesn't it? Boys, because of this now, press gets hold of it. They're deemed as dangerous criminals. So, of course, we got big problems. The reason they're robbing the servos is they want to get the bail money for me to get me out of prison. The next move the boys decided was they wanted to try and get to see me. My sons are loving sons and they're good sons. Well, that was a big mistake. And they catch the boys holding a servo up and they cart them off to prison, don't they? There's a few others inside. Want to know what they've done with the money. And one of them little shits in there has made himself a little homemade shiv, hasn't he? Decides to stick it in Ned's gut and rips him apart. And he was dead. I'll get those bastards. I'll find out who. We know a lot of people. My boys were well liked. We'll get 'em.